Walk the streets of Manhattan, and you may soon see hundreds of new cameras covering every lane headed downtown.
What?
In silence, the Jim
They're charging a new toll on congestion.
We are going to be the very first state in the nation, the very first city in America
What?
to have a congestion pricing plan.
The new toll covers much of lower Manhattan. Entering this zone in a car could cost up to $23 a day.
It's going to be an example for cities all over the country to rethink how they use their street space.
But a plan of this scale will affect millions of people every day. Not everyone is a fan.
Most people are only focused on the fact that they are going to have to pay $23 to get into Manhattan.
What?
Pocketbook issues always take priority over the environmental issues or anything else that's related to the problem.
The
$20 a day to do what? To just be alive and driving in the streets?
MTA will use its share of project revenues to secure $15 billion in financing for system maintenance and capital investment.
You know, the public transit system that millions of New Yorkers rely on every single day has been disinvested in almost from day one. Many parts of the system have suffered basically a century of deferred maintenance.
You know, over the last 70 years, the federal government's focusing almost exclusively on investing in our roads, infrastructure, interstate highway system. We're not going to undo 70 years of policy.
Can
I'm
higher tolls
so
for drivers
confused.
fix traffic in Manhattan? And will they make New York even
Guys,
less affordable?
What is congestion? I don't know what that even means.
Manhattan's new toll zone covers all of the routes into the central business district. Some routes into the area already get tolled. The fees can be over $14 per crossing.
So there's an accident, and the road is more congested. You're losing money per second.
Others are free until the program begins in the spring of 2024.
And so that discourages people from really driving out of their way for the cheapest route. And right now, tons of people do that.
The final price of the fee isn't set yet, but the city is working within a range.
The range that is being considered is between $9 and $23. If it's $23, it means there's lots of exemptions.
I mean, you got to put something into the system to get something back. Everything is increased in New York, but the pay. So people are struggling trying to figure out where this money's coming from.
If you're a resident of the CBD and you make under $60,000 a year, you'll get a subsidy. People with disabilities won't pay. You know, there's an adjustment.
A subsidy?
Taking a look at what really is happening in the city today.
The MTA received thousands of requests for exemptions from the toll, including from...
Bro, if you make under a living wage in the fucking city, the city's already expensive. If you make under a living wage, under the fucking cost of life analysis, then it should just be free. Straight up.
Artists, students, civil servants, and what?
Why are artists exempt? Guys, why are certain jobs exempt? What is that? What the fuck is that? What?
IPD and trade unions. There's no guarantee these requests will be granted.
If you're a low-income driver and you're on the outer fringe,
Because they're broke, bro. If you choose a field that doesn't pay as much, you shouldn't get. Like, a lot of fields don't pay. Why do artists get a pass? I don't get it. A lot of fields that take a lot of education, even if you go into student debt, the jobs you get from these fields don't even give you a living wage, especially not in New York of all fucking places. So why don't these fucking jobs, so some jobs are even important for society, like mega important. Artists of all fucking things.
These requests will be granted.
if you're a low-income driver and you're on the outer fringes of the outer boroughs, how do you get to the city if you're not going to drive anymore? You're going to put another perhaps 2 hours on that commute.
It's not popular to tax ourselves. And when there are many layers of decision making in order to tax ourselves, that's many layers of opportunity for someone to say, hey, no, let's not do this.
The money raised from this zone may bring billions of new dollars worth of investment into an aging MTA system.
It's a massive system that has been underinvested for decades.
It's a very old system. In some cases,
Which isn't the whole point of investments that you put money in
that has been underinvested for decades.
For a better result? Why do they put the cost first on the citizens and then put that into this? Why don't they just invest into this first and then do the second thing? I'm confused. Aren't they doing it backwards?
It's a very old system.
Oh, guys, we're putting a high amount on the traffic. Instead, take the broken down bus and the bullshit ass fucking subway for a while, and while you get even more poor, we'll have more money to build the things that you're using that's dog shit. What? How does that make any sense?
And so it really requires a lot of investment just to keep what we have operating.
80% of the cash raised from this toll goes toward the city's subways and buses.
Signals is actually one of the biggest investments we can make to ensure that we can run more trains more quickly.
10% goes to the Long Island Railroad, and the final 10% to the Metro North.
I think we've been very thoughtful about where those investments will occur.
MTA is building 4 new Metro North stations in the Bronx that will allow people to access Metro North more easily.
It's going to save people tons of time. New York has the most riders and the slowest buses, and it's a huge shame.
Customers say they would be encouraged to ride more often if wait times improved, and if there were fewer people behaving erratically on trains, according to an MTA survey.
Our customers are saying, we want faster service, we want more reliable service. You know, we have signals that were installed literally in the 1950s that are still sort of, working, thank goodness, but that
That's it. Look, fewer people behaving erratically is like the main fucking thing. What would encourage you to ride it so more often? Literally just less crackheads, it says.
Our customers are saying, we want faster service, we want more reliable service. We have signals that were installed literally in the 1950s that are still sort of, working, thank goodness, but that won't be forever. It requires investment.
Still, the new toll doesn't cover all of the MTA's needs. Officials say the system needs about $54 billion for new capital assets. That includes track upgrades, repairs to elevated structures, and replacing power equipment. Revenues from the toll will also be put towards cleaner transit.
Montreal clears.
And with the largest bus fleet in America, that's a big deal. We're also piloting hydrogen. So we have a couple of buses that will be powered by hydrogen that'll be on property in 2025.
No, not a joke.
MTA is using the funds from congestion pricing to improve its bus network.
Montreal Metro goes hard.
It will be small, with just 2 buses beginning by the end of 2024. The agency has big goals, though. It wants to make its entire bus fleet emissions-free by 2040.
That's going to help reduce the amount of pollution associated with buses themselves.
The region would not exist in the way it does without our transit system. It allows us to be a very efficient place when it comes to greenhouse gas emissions because so many people are on public transit.
Chat. I guess I'm a bit confused, guys. I know I'm about to sound really dumb. I'm asking chat. Why do they the measures for like more green stuff is the bottom of the barrel strategies that are the very small cushion under? Why don't they take the big blocks out, like massive factories, huge megacorps and shit that are really just burning shit down to the ground? Why is there not why are there not more laws and more regulations that fix the big blocks of problem? And instead, instead we're burning shit to the ground with the big corpos? Dude. Instead, here's pepper straws. Here's how we're gonna save the earth. What the fuck is that?
Public transit.
Bumper-to-bumper traffic is an environmental issue too.
We know that idling is one of the
lobby against lobby.
The biggest causes of air pollution, which contribute to significant air qualities and smog. When cars are stopped, they are accumulating more of that rather than when they're moving along.
The toll will improve air quality in many parts of the region, according to traffic simulations. But areas like Fort Lee, New Jersey and the Bronx could become busier with congestion pricing in place. The red spots on this map show where planners expect more traffic when the toll is live. Roads like the Cross Bronx Expressway may have to handle even more vehicles.
A lot of the trucks traveling up and down the East Coast end up using that highway. That community, it was...
Wait, this whole thing is pay to win for the rich and makes the poor even more poor. What the fuck is this?
Apart by the creation of the...
What is going on?
This way. There's a real historical inequity that's sort of built into that.
It's like redlining
infrastructure that needs to be addressed.
The Cross Bronx Expressway is one of those Robert Moses roads that went right through a neighborhood.
One of the most important federal self-liquidating projects. Part of this is a subsidy from the federal government. The rest of it must be amortized by the charge of tolls.
It is an area of New York City that has the highest levels of asthma.
While Robin Moses may have succeeded in building this road, the highway will never defeat the spirit of the Bronx.
So with all of that in mind,
Who is this
the
guy?
government has committed $200 million or so to address potential traffic effects that might result from congestion pricing. A lot of these things should be done regardless of congestion pricing anyway, and probably should have been done years ago. But it's good to see that, you know, proactive steps being taken now to try and increase investment. That really needs
The state of New Jersey is suing the federal government over this new toll zone. The biggest issue there is the money.
What about this? Hard for the vast majority of New Jersey residents who take
I don't get this.
Many people in New York rely on rideshares and taxis, which dominate.
Chat, why are taxis still a thing? Why is this not a Uber and fucking ride and
city
whatnot?
streets? Officials call them for-hire vehicles, or FHVs.
App-based FHVs, which the city calls high-volume FHVs.
Yo, taxis can suck it. I fucking hate taxis, dude. Taxis are fucking busted. Why is it not just Ubers and whatnot?
Currently provide over 7 million monthly trips that start
They're just
and
scammers.
or pass through the Manhattan CBD. And this compares to about 2.5 million trips by yellow taxis.
I think rideshare was not properly regulated at the beginning. You know, it was a tremendous increase in the number of vehicles that we saw on city streets.
A shared car will take trips into Manhattan between 6 to 12 times a day. Customers of Uber, Lyft, and other rideshare apps have paid a small fee for rides in most of Manhattan.
I'm out of touch, man. Well, yo, why is scammazing and things that are less good for the user, which is you, the populace, good? What are you on about, dude? Uber is just better for everybody. What are you on about?
Since 2019.
What we've called for is an additional per trip fee for every for-hire trip that's taken. We already have a sort of a precedent for that. That money goes directly back into the MTA system. And so we're calling for a little bit of an additional fee there.
Guys, yes, this is gonna be the most out of touch take. Here's how I'm gonna find. Yeah, this is gonna make you mold. If you're only a point to your solution, whatever, is that, oh, dude, but what about the worker? Nobody gives a fuck, dude. If you have a better product for the consumer, that also helps the worker, dude. That's like saying, yo, dude, we can do this for free, more eco-friendly, easy with a machine or AI. But dude, what about people's jobs? Who gives a fuck? What are you talking about? Yo, there's something better you have as a society to go towards something that is just far better. What are you on about?
The driver is only needed because the rider
What are you on
wants
about?
the ride, right? So
Why would you
it should be
continue
on the rider of the Uber or the Lyft rather than on?
It's just a waste.
The planners
You're wasting human life and money, even though it's bad now on the surface, dude. It's
expect to see fewer vehicle miles traveled in the center of the city. Vehicle miles traveled is an important metric for road engineers. It reflects how much driving occurs in the city as a whole.
Under all the tolling scenarios, they will all reduce the amount of vehicle miles traveled, which is the objective.
While the city itself may see less car traffic, regional planners expect vehicle miles traveled to increase
I'm done.
some parts
Can
of
I just molding saying some dumb shit? I'm just saying, chat, guys, I feel some tension. I think the chat is getting real mad. Just fucking kiss me already. My God.
wider region, with congestion pricing in place or not.
I can feel the tension.
The strategies that we're talking about are not anti-car. If you don't have any other choice than to drive, that's not a good outcome. People seem to focus on just like throughput and driving cars fast. And we've shown what's possible when you look a little differently at our streets and you see what's basically been hidden in plain sight for generations.
Got it.
A handful of cities around the world have congestion pricing zones like the one coming to New York.
It's very much like what you've seen in the kinds of areas in London, same thing in Stockholm, Singapore, Milan. They put plazas
Stop
in
punishing
all of
the users.
Underserved neighborhoods throughout Milan.
Yeah, I'm done watching this. I think it's just good and dumb. I think punishing the people and the users for design oversights and problems over the years. It's not their fault, bitch ass. They should know better. They should do better, bitch ass. What's on people, man?